Well, hello and welcome back to Your Best Marriage Now.
Marriage should be fun, fulfilling, and full of joy, but too often outside voices try to define what it should look like. Your Best Marriage Now is here to challenge the norms and help couples build a relationship that feels right for them. Hosted by Jock and Rashima Mountain, this podcast is all about embracing the freedom to love, laugh, and grow together. Join us as we share real conversations, practical insights, and plenty of fun along the way. Let's dive in together.
Hey, we started a conversation last week and we are just going to continue with that conversation, basically talking about roles and talking about, where you start and giving all of the information when it comes to marriage, when it comes to dating. So, last week we ended talking about, first and foremost, the Word of God being the foundation. What does that even look like? So, if you want to pick up and just kind of go back briefly over some of the things that you covered last week and just, speed the people up to where we are today.
Yes, I was saying that I don't like for somebody trying to sell me something and you don't give me the whole recipe. And that's what we were talking about with Your Best Marriage Now. If we want you to buy in into you having your best marriage, it's not just for Jock and Rashima and the people that you see and you feeling like, hey, I'm left out, my marriage sucks, I suck, my husband suck, we suck, we getting a divorce. And so I want you to bake a cake of having your best marriage now. And I said, in order for us to do that, you have to have the main ingredient. You have to have the flour, which is the Word of God.
Right.
And that means more than just going to church.
Yes.
Is having an intimate relationship. Jesus said, if you're going to call me Lord, take my words and do what they say.
Yes. And, I want to use that baking example for a quick second.
Yes, please.
Because this is what we see on commercials. This is what we see on Instagram. We see them take the ingredients. We see them make the cake, make the cupcakes, make the dessert. But, we never talk about you could get burned open in the oven. We never talk about the hurtful part of the process. And then when somebody goes to bake the cake and they touch the oven and burn their forearm or burn their hand, now they're looking around like, well, did anybody else get burned? Has anybody ever got burned? How did I get burned in this process? And nobody ever talked about that part.
Yes.
And so now maybe I do have a cake, but I got hurt making the cake. My oven mittens were a little too old, so I burned my fingertips taking it out. But everybody else's cake looks okay, and nobody else is talking about their fingertips.
Yes.
So I don't want to talk about my fingertips being burned because y'all are not saying anything about that. But I'm hurting though, even though I have a beautiful cake. I'm hurting, and so we want to give you more information. That marriage, you hear people saying, as you said, marriage is work. And it's a good work, but sometimes we get hurt in the process.
Yep.
On the job, you get hurt. We need some workers' comp in the marriage because I got hurt on the job.
But you also know when you get hurt on the job, what do? They look at where did we miss it? And I need some more training.
There you go.
And we need some more training.
Yes.
And that includes us. And I like how you said, okay, you get hurt in the process. Okay, it's like, what happened? And we left off talking about roles. And I was sharing about how I felt in the business. And trying to do things that I saw other people doing, but it really wasn't me. But then, looking down on myself and feeling bad about myself. Like, I
gotta go back. I gotta go back.
Go back. Okay.
You hit something there.
Okay.
You said when you get hurt on the job, they ask what happened.
Yes.
Were you following the system? Were you doing what you were taught? I was doing what I saw my parents do. When my sister been married for 8 years, this how she do it. So you were following the pattern that you saw, but maybe you didn't have all the information.
Yep.
Maybe you didn't have new oven mittens. This is a brand new marriage. You need some new oven mittens versus the ones that was passed down to you.
Yeah.
But this is a brand new marriage, and maybe you got an old pan and it slipped and almost fell out your hand and you got burned. This is what I'm seeing in my head. where did we get the information from to even bake the cake, to even be married? Mm-hmm. And most of the time, we have no information.
Yeah.
We think, well, I'm dating. Dating is good. We're having a good time. So we might as well just get married. Why do I need any type of premarital training? Because everything's already going good.
Exactly. Yes. And it wasn't until we got some guidance about getting some premarital training. Because, we both had relationships before.
Right.
And we needed some premarital training.
Yes.
But not just the premarital training. We needed some honest life training.
Yes.
We needed somebody to ask about, are you having sex with other people while you in this relationship?
Yes.
We needed somebody to ask, is your credit bad because you don't pay your bills?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, we read the word. It's like, okay, bring that word in this house.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing now with marriage. It's like, okay, sometimes we do need to take a little step back and ask what happened.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Because marriage itself, it is good. It really is. But then you bring people in it. Mm-hmm. And you bring all the stuff that you're mentioning, old pans, old ways of thinking,
right.
Old oven mitts. For me, my generation above me with that mindset of...
You bring the ancestors with you. You really do. You really do. Not the ancestors that's watching over you, as they say, the ancestors going to be upset. But you really do, as I did the thing at the house, because when I say something to you that goes against what your mama told you, she's still back there. And what her grandmama told her, she's still back there. I'm coming against not what you thought, but 3 generations of what you've been taught. Mm-hmm. Well, hey, can you just pay these bills this month while I get my thing caught up? And them 3 generations going, girl, we don't do that. You better tell him to figure out we don't do that here. You know better than that. Or, can you take care of the kids and do all of this stuff while I go and work on this project? Bro, I raised you better than that. No man don't do all that. Mm-hmm. You don't be no house husband. Mm-hmm. Because they're back here talking to me.
Yeah.
And then when it starts not to work, you confused. Mm-hmm. Because you're going off of outdated information from generations. And then we got to look at y'all stuff and say, did y'all stuff even work?
Yep.
Like, bro, your marriage didn't work. So now why am I listening to you beyond the point where you even made it? Mm-hmm. You was married 3 years. I'm on year 14. Why am I listening to you about anything?
Yep. And we also talk about the norms and values of the society. Because I can't live like everybody live.
No.
I'm not like everybody. Mm-hmm. And I had to accept that. I am not like everybody. My values are not like everybody. Like, I don't have the value of I got to go build something on my own to prove my worth without you. Mm-hmm. At one point, I thought I needed to.
Yes.
But, if we haven't got a chance to say, but Jock and I major on 3 things: communication, compromise, and commitment. We are always communicating. And we talk about, okay, where do we need to make adjustments, compromise? Because compromise should not make somebody feel like they are always losing. Mm-hmm. And in the norms and the traditions and the things that were passed down, a lot of that stuff had people feeling like one party had to lose. One party had to lose.
Right. And because what about my dream?
Yes.
What about my goals? And then it's like, okay, but we're not saying you don't have dreams. We're not saying you don't have goals, but does it have to hurt the family for you to fulfill them? Mm. Do we have to suffer for you to have your thing? And maybe you can't have your thing. Maybe it's out of season. Maybe it's not the time for it. Mm-hmm. Or maybe in the midst of what we're growing, your thing may come out of it.
That's where we are.
Right.
Like, we talked about Jock being the forefront of the business. And last week I was trying to find my way. I saw no value. But now we're in a change of season where I am in the forefront. And I was like, but I don't know if I like the forefront like this.
Right.
And finding my way of what that looks like for me.
Yes. And
not trying to copy other people and what they've done. finding my identity based on what God has called me to do and being confident in that. Because what he has for me and what he has for you, it's supposed to go like this, not like this.
Correct.
But there's this undertone and sometimes a very loud message that either the woman has to be berated or the man has to be berated. And when we go back to God's way of doing things, is that really him?
Mm-hmm.
Why you got to lose? Why you got to be insignificant?
Right.
Or why do I have to be insignificant, insecure, and inferior when he made this thing and he made it to work?
Mm-hmm.
And so now we are examining, what does business look like for us today?
Yes.
I can be a woman in leadership. Yes. I am a woman and I am a leader, but does that mean I have to be mean?
No, thank God.
Learning to apologize.
Thank God.
Y'all, he's saying that from the depths of his soul.
Thank
because God. Listen, that's what we were.
That's what we were taught. That's what was modeled.
Yeah.
That if you a boss, you a CEO, you in charge, everybody better jump when you say something. Everybody better be scrambling and moving and getting to it. And it's like, who told you that?
Yeah.
Who told you that?
And we realize that is not us living at our own address.
Not at all.
That's not who we are.
Because I'm so far from mean, angry. Like that would just totally go against everything I am.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, I can lead with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Like we did when we used to pastor the church. Like
Yep.
we never got on those people in 8 full years.
Nope.
We never jumped down their throat. Y'all better hey man, we come at 8. Can you make sure you're here next week on time?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do it. Because it's like, I'm not about to force you to do it, but then I'm not going we just didn't have to lead that way. Mm-hmm. That wasn't who we were.
Yeah.
So it went against who we were. Here's what we're really trying to say is give us the information. One thing, here's another problem with instructions. People don't like to read. My mom always baked cake on $4.50. On the back of the box, it say $3.75 for 40 minutes. Well, my mama always, and it's like, that's great that your mother did it, but that doesn't mean it was right.
Yeah. We believe in living at your own address, meaning your marriage should reflect your values, happiness, and your vision. Join us as we share real conversations, practical insights, and plenty of fun along the way. Let's dive in together.
Well, my grandma, Big Mama always told me, and maybe that's what Big Mama did. It just doesn't mean it was right.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm in real estate. I'm in the inspection field. I see stuff wrong all the time when I go in homes. Water heaters installed wrong. Furnaces installed wrong. Insulation installed wrong. And I'm going, who told y'all this? And the guy's normally like, well, that's how I was trained.
Mm-hmm.
But the trainer wasn't trained.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, man, if you read the back of this, it says you install it on the left side, not the right. Oh, for real? Nobody wants to read.
And with training, living at your own address, your spouse will teach you what they like.
Yes.
I would be crazy to try to bring in, oh, well, I hate that what all men need.
Men.
You do not know what all men need. You do not. Stop it.
Yes.
You know what the couple of guys that you've hung out with and kicked it with and slept with, you might know what they need.
Right.
But you have not been with somebody long enough and listened and adjusted. Let's talk about, have you even adjusted yourself long enough?
Mm-hmm.
Because in marriage, you would be not a smart person to think that you never have to make any adjustments. And that goes for both parties.
Yes. You have to make changes.
You have to make changes. And frustrations are signals for maybe it's time to make some changes. Mm-hmm. But we need to communicate about what that looks like and being a mature adult to say, you know what, I'm thinking like this, I'm feeling like this. This is like, let's talk about it. Let's pray about it. Let's talk about it. Versus going out getting information from 1,000 people. Talk to the one person that you with.
Right.
Because they will tell you, like, he tells me, he talks more. Praise God. Y'all give Jock a hand. Give Jock a hand. This man has been talking more, and I pray that for your spouse, because I get it. The men don't talk, and it's because maybe they don't feel safe to talk, but hey, we'll get there all together. We're going to get there as a family. Your best marriage, not family, we're going to get there. But you are talking. You are sharing more about what you like, what you don't like, what you need, things that hurt you, because men do have feelings. They do get hurt. They get hurt as young boys, as teenagers, as young men, older men. Male get hurt. Men get hurt. Mm-hmm. I was going to say males.
Okay.
Males and females. Mm-hmm. We are not just emotional creatures. Men have emotions too. Exactly. And so with the change of season, things have changed for you. Mm-hmm. Things have changed for me. And we talk about what that looks like. I can't go back to 1972 and say, oh, well, he needs this now. He's 50, whatever his age is. He needs this now. And it's like, we in a whole different era. Everything is different. Mm-hmm. So we need to talk, which brings us to, y'all, we got to talk.
Yeah, we got to talk.
We got to talk. We got to talk about, what do I need today?
Yes. And we got to stop comparing, even if you've been married 5 years, 10, 15, like stop going back to when we first met.
Yeah.
This is not when we first met. When we first met with no kids and could just jump up and go. We don't have no spontaneity no more. Well, you got a family. You got a plan.
Yes, you better.
You better plan. We just can't jump up, just go to the movie. Hey, everybody, y'all fix it. Everybody 10 and under in the house. Mama and I, we gonna be spontaneous tonight. We going to the movies. Y'all figure it out. Like, this is not that season. The season has changed. You're going to be a fourth grader with a 1-year-old. Hey, brother, we going to the movies. We need popcorn and butter. We got to be spontaneous,
I'm laughing because we were just talking about that. We have a 26-year-old
yes,
and a 9-year-old. When we first got married, our oldest son went with my parents every summer. Every Thanksgiving.
We could go all...
We was in them streets.
We was in the streets.
We was in them streets.
He was 5 years old. We drop him off with grandparents. I mean, for the summer.
The whole summer.
The whole summer. We married, running the streets like we was just, man. With the second child, ain't nobody around. He's always at home.
All of our parents have passed away. Yeah,
all the parents that passed
it's
away.
Like the nerve of them.
The nerve, yeah. So it's a different season.
Yes.
And we deal differently in different seasons. And if you think that the marriage is going to stay the exact same for every single season, then you are going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
There was a season where we were on the go. There was a season where we were doing a lot of ministry. There's a season where we're doing a lot of business. It's like it's different seasons. And the things I may need in one season are not always the things I need in another season, just like with the temperature.
Yeah.
I don't need a sweatshirt in the middle of the summer. Mm-hmm. Whether you don't care about me, you ain't got no tank top. Well, bro, it's winter now. We don't need a tank top. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Well, I just wear sweatshirts. That's just who I am. But the sweatshirt don't really fit this season.
But what do you do?
You trying to change me? Yeah, really. I am trying to change you because you sweating profusely. It's no need for a sweatshirt when it's 98 degrees outside. Well, when you met me, I had on a sweatshirt, and I've always wore sweatshirts. But I met you in the winter. I met you in January.
What are some of the things that have worked for us? Because y'all, we want to give people things that you can implement, do at home.
I think one of the first things we realized was early on, we didn't have this verbiage, but we decided we were going to be us. Mm. We didn't say live at your own address back then.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning, we were like, we just going to do what works for us.
Yes.
And we stuck to that.
Yep.
People be like, well, where's your son? We like, he gone for the summer. Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all don't take him on trips and to the Grand Canyon and sit. No, his grandparents want him. Mm-hmm. That worked for us. Mm-hmm. So we did from the beginning what worked for us.
And that took sometimes it's going to take some trying. Sometimes you got to bake a cake more than once for it to really come out right.
Yes.
And
when we started baking the cake, sometimes some of the family members didn't like the cake.
That's true.
Well, we don't like that. That's not the way we've done it.
Yeah.
For example, choosing which house to go to for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Mm-hmm. Well, you supposed to come here every Thanksgiving. Well, not this year. We baking the cake different. Well, I don't like that. Okay, well, it's still our cake. You're still our mother, but we're doing something different because we're living at our own address.
And I'm going to bring up another big one.
Yes.
Y'all got to talk about family and finances.
Yes.
Y'all are a family. Jock and I are a family. Everybody else is extended family.
Correct.
Even if you were born there, we're here. We talking about this is how God sees it. It said Adam and Eve, they became one.
They became one.
If he said they became one, so now we one. I took your name. And that's something that we've had to talk about because there's a tendency for one spouse to feel like the other family out, the extended family is the main family.
Yes.
And y'all have to talk about that. You have to talk about, okay, if we are going to be a blessing, what does that look like specifically? We have literally had to vet this process to now where we have it to, we're going to do this without anybody asking any questions. And if it's beyond that, we're going to come together and we're going to pray first because we're not always supposed to be dishing out money because our thing is, I don't have it for that.
Yes.
Because we are a team. Y'all are a team. You and your spouse, y'all are a team. Y'all come first. And be willing to listen to what the other person have to say. And be willing to compromise to the point to where it doesn't hurt us. If it gets to it's hurting us, then we need to cut it off.
Exactly.
So these are some of the things that we've had to do with identifying change of season roles because we've grown financially. And sometimes the requests will grow as we've grown financially, but we have to put parameters in place. You know, like you were talking about with the parents, y'all are a family and you got to be willing to have that courage to say, this is what we're going to do. And this is the last thing I'm going to say with that. Y'all have to be united.
Yes.
It can't be, well, I don't really want to do that, but this is what Jock want to do. Well, I
would, but my wife is tripping, so I can't help you this time.
No. Y'all got to be one. One band, one sound.
That's right.
That's all I'm going to share on that.
Yes. So, in closing, this is the recap of the two parts sessions here, episode here, is getting to the place where we have instructions, we have direction. We have had counseling, mentors the entire time we have been married. And sometimes you read the instructions in a thing, you still don't get it. You might have to say to somebody who's more experienced, like, now, what is this exactly does this mean? Because you still need some guidance. You still need some direction and some help. Just like when you learn to drive a car, even though you started off real good, every now and then my mom used to say, all right, now watch you hit that truck ahead. And I'm like, how'd you see the truck way up ahead? Because they got more experience. They're already looking at, okay, that light's getting ready to change. Go ahead and start slowing down. I'm like, oh, I was waiting for it to turn yellow. That's just somebody coaching you who has more experience. And so we recommend therapy, coaching, counseling, whatever you want to call it, because sometimes you need to hear it from somebody else in order to help you to compromise, to change, to adapt, because you really want your marriage to work. And we believe that the people who are watching, you didn't go and get married to get divorced. You didn't go and get married and say, man, I see myself being divorced in 3 years, so this is going to be a good ride. It's like, no, you got married because you wanted it to work. But sometimes you get in situations and you don't know, hey, I really do need some help. Yes. And we're going to pause right there. Hope you enjoyed this episode, this 2-part episode. And we want to thank our sponsors, Dream Home Inspections. They do residential and commercial inspections and can meet all of your inspection needs. Their information is on the screen. And we will see you all again on the next episode. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Your Best Marriage Now, where we talk about real love, real growth, and building the marriage you deserve. If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with another couple who could use some encouragement. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube for more tips, clips, and conversations that keep your marriage thriving. Until next time, this is Jock and Rashima. See you on the next one.